not necessarily those of AM 880 KIXI, its management, or other advertisers. This program is sponsored by TechTime Radio. Visit them online at techtimeradio.com.
This episode is brought to you by Experts Exchange, the original technology community. If you're in IT, listen up. This might literally be the answer to all of your problems. You know, I'm not the only one who's been stuck on a problem at work or at home, and we've all been there. And we all do the same thing, right? Well, we either Google it, Bing it, or even DuckDuckGo it. And we end up finding a guy on a random forum who's posted an answer to our questions anywhere between 8 to 10 years ago. And we just have to trust that he's the right solution. If you trust the wrong person, you could be putting your organization and yourself at risk. What if there is a group of people you know you can trust? That's an expert exchange, or as we call it here, EE. EE is a community of thousands of tech professionals who have been helping each other solve problems for over 25 years. Many of the members are highly accomplished with titles like Microsoft MVP, Oracle Ace, just to name a few. You don't have to be an expert to be on EE. All you have to do is be willing to help. No one can be an expert in everything. That's why you need to surround yourself with people you can trust. Right now, listeners to TechTime Radio can join EE completely free for 7 days. All you got to do is go to e-e.com to get started. That's right. All you got to do is go e-e.com and make sure you let them know Nathan Mumm at TechTime Radio sent you on over there. We would like to thank Podcorn for sponsoring this episode of TechTime Radio. Explore sponsorship opportunities and start monetizing your podcast by signing up at podcorn.com/podcasters. Let me tell you about Podcorn. Podcorn is an absolute must for any podcaster starting out. Now, when we started out TechTime Radio, we started out in a back office with a couple of mics. We expanded to a studio, and then now, as you can see, we're on the radio and have distribution into other markets. Having the ability to have Podcorn at the start of our podcast would have been a dream come true. Guess what? With Podcorn, you now have the amazing opportunity for podcasts to receive sponsorship, such as host reads, interview segments, and topical discussions. With Podcorn, there's no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on their platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without exclusivities. You never give up the rights of your podcast in Podcorn, and they're here to support you everywhere possible. Visit podcorn.com. Again, that's podcorn.com. Podcorn is a true success for those starting their podcast dreams.
Broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat. Raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the common everyday person, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on technology subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome over 35 million radio audience to an hour of insightful technology with a little whiskey on the side. I'm Nathan Mumm, and welcome to our show. We live stream during our show on 4 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch TV, Twitter, and Facebook, and we have also added in LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is now testing us to see if they will continue to put us on their live stream shows. We encourage you to watch us or visit us on techtimeradio.com or even tweet during the show at #TechTimeRadio, and we'll do our best to respond to all of the tweets that we get. I'm a technologist with over 30 years of expertise working for companies like Microsoft and Vulcan Inc., and a keynote speaker on technology subjects from security to blockchain and everything in between. My co-host here, Mike Gorday, is an award-winning author. Originally from Arizona, he's a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. He has 20-plus years helping out others understanding human behavior so they can make better decisions. Mike keeps me from geeking out while providing an insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. We're two friends that come from a different background but bring the best technology show possible every week for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy.
Sure.
Welcome to our show today. Yeah, I hope so. I hope we're doing this for friends, family, and fans. Otherwise, It was just us. We could just sit in my garage.
That's what we started doing.
That's how we did start it, isn't it?
We just
Studio
started
6.
sitting around in your garage and making videotapes.
We did. We just like, stop. Now we need to play. Press play again. Here you go. Stop. Press play. That was old school time.
Yeah, that was.
All right. Well, we're excited to be ready to go. But you know what? We got Odie behind the board. We got Gwen Way that is queued up, ready to go. We have an exciting show today. And let's begin by starting off our show.
Now on today's show.
All right. The Ukraine government is selling NFTs to fund the war against Russia. And a criminal hacking group, Anonymous, hacked into Russian TV and streaming services and decided to put Ukrainian war footage on as they overtook the television and radio airways. So essentially, we're going to be talking about Anonymous. They have taken over everything that Russia's doing as far as media production wise, and they can interrupt all of it at any time. Next, we're going to be talking about Samsung getting breached. Do you have a Samsung phone there, Mike?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
We're going to be talking
We'll
about...
talk about it later when it's time to talk about it.
Yeah, you know what? I can't wait for you to talk about it since you have a Samsung phone. And you were talking a couple weeks back about how you were so happy with your Samsung phone versus Apple technology.
I was saying how much I hate my iPhone because it doesn't do things certain ways.
And he kept on saying, "Oh, my Android Samsung is perfect." Well, we're going to hear how perfect they are.
I did not say that. I've never said that.
Okay,
don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, you said you liked it though. That's right. Okay, then we have Gwen. She's going to be on gadgets and gear. We're going to be talking about a new gadget that puts the personal touch into your virtual reality world.
I'm sure you did.
Gwen sent
when you found it.
No, Gwen found it, and so we talked about it a little bit at the production meeting.
We talked a little bit.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I'm into this, so I can't wait on gadgets and gear. It's going to be pretty exciting to talk about it. I think this is the new way of VR reality.
This is where VR is trying to go.
It is, and so this is an aspect of it,
which is an interesting comment on humans.
It is, and then we have, of course, our fan favorite letter segment. And we have This Week in Technology and Mike's Mesmerizing Moment and our pick of the day whiskey tasting. So let's sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. It's now time to start our show with our loaded question of the week, brought to you by Elderberry Boost. Get your Elderberry Boost today at elderberry-boost.com. Mike and Odie, here's your loaded question. What helps you feel better when you're upset or stressed?
Didn't you already ask me that question?
No, I did. I did ask you that question, though. What helps you when you're upset or stressed?
Well, I could easily say things like liquor and stuff, but you know what? I simply close up and go in my room and cut off all human contact.
So you kind of vegetate? You veg. Okay, Odie, now to you.
Do you know the Pixar movie Ratatouille?
I do.
I know that movie like word for word, like the first 30 minutes. I'll just listen to that in the background.
That's your stress relief? Is the movie?
Yeah.
That's good stress relief.
I mean, it's a beautiful soundtrack, beautiful imagery. Like, it's a rat cooking in a French kitchen. You can't get much happier than that.
Because that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
That totally makes no sense to me at all.
Pixar's the only company that can...
Wall-E is my favorite Pixar movie.
Picking up all the trash that Elon Musk puts out there.
That Elon Musk is putting out there. That's right.
All right. Okay. All right. You know what? For me, the best way I unwind with stress is to use profanities. Probably. If I get really stressed out, I'll just go into a tirade, swear a bunch, and then I normally feel much better with myself.
Really healthy.
Well, is it not healthy?
I'm not gonna say that I don't do that kind of stuff, but
I've played some video games with you.
Yeah, I know. I can get a little intense.
You can get a little intense. That's right. I often hate those guys. All right. All right. Here we go. Well, Mike, as always, we have our whiskey tasting here in the commercial break. So we're going to see if our whiskey gets a 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up in our pick of the day. Make sure you listen all the way through the show to pick up some interesting facts about our whiskey. And it'll be something that will make you go,
Yeah,
now, on to our first segment, bringing you the top technology stories everybody will be talking about for weeks to come within the first 5 minutes of our show.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right. Story number 1. Anonymous hacked Russian TV and streaming services and decided to put Ukraine war footage in its place. 3 Russian state channels, Russia's 24, Moscow 24, and Channel 1, and 2 Netflix-like Russian streaming services, Ivy and Wink, were targeted in the attack. The popular hacking collective Anonymous claims to have hacked streaming services in several state TV channels and decided to interrupt it. Instead of playing their current Russia information regarding the war, they put Ukrainian war shown footage and then decided to come on up and have a cyber alert that actually told everybody what was going on in the war itself. On the evening of March 6, 2022, Anonymous took to Twitter to post footage of the alleged hacks of the Russian state TV. According to Anonymous, the 3 Russian state TV channels that were hacked all included information regarding the war. So let's talk about this. Essentially, you have a hacking group.
It's alleged, right?
Well, no, it actually did. They put it up on Twitter and showed the actual hacking services. It has been confirmed that they did hack into their main television and streaming services and decided to do an anti-Putin, a pro-Ukrainian message regarding the war to everybody that was watching those channels. So we talked about a little bit about this last week. So are we happy this happened, or is this something that should be scaring us? Because I know when I talk about this to some people, they're like, oh, that's great. You know what? That's great. The Russian people need to know what's going on. But then there's a side of me that says, now all of a sudden we're allowing criminals to overtake television stations and broadcast information.
This is a double-edged sword.
Okay.
Right. So is it helpful that the Russian citizens are seeing what their government is doing to Ukraine?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because when we are in these states, we have a tendency to insulate ourselves from that kind of thing. You know, it happened with the Vietnam conflict and everything, where everybody was
World War II, World War I.
Everybody was trying
Disney
to,
used to make videos regarding war.
trying to insulate themselves from the act, what happens in war. And then when all these pictures started coming in from the Vietnam, everybody started going, what the heck is going on here? So yeah, I think this is a good idea. I think this is good that this is happening. Is it a good thing that we've got this independent group that's hacking this?
Yep.
And
I don't know.
That's
a slippery slope.
That's a very complicated and it's a very slippery slope. Because who do they target next?
Yeah, all of a sudden, I could be watching Netflix and all of a sudden I get something that pops up. I'm a little worried about it. But the hacktivist group also tweeted that it had download links claiming that it had stolen Russian space agency information also. So is that really, I keep on having these conversations with people too. Russia's technology, some of it is state of the art, and a lot of their stuff is pretty dated. They haven't really been keeping up.
We talked a little bit about this last night, whether or not it's useful to have all this antiquated technology in things like guidance systems and
missiles and
tracking
systems.
Tracking systems. But the fact is that stuff still works. It's consistent. It's simple. It's more simple. It may not do what our cell phones do.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't have the same problems.
Speaking of cell phones. Let's move to story number 2. Are you ready for this one? Here you go, buddy.
Yeah. Samsung has confirmed that elements of the Galaxy source code were stolen by hackers, but says no customer data has been compromised.
They always say that. That's like
that's everybody's statement.
That's the first thing. If I get breached, the very first thing I'm saying, whether it's true or not, is no data was compromised.
No customer data was compromised. In a statement to Bloomberg, the Korean electronics giant admitted a cybersecurity breach, which led to a hacking group posting a 190 gigabyte torrent file to a Telegram channel just prior to the weekend. The hacking group, dubbed Lapsus, which claimed responsibility for the attack, said the massive file contained bootloader source code for recent devices as well as biometric security information, which I'm not sure how that doesn't compromise
security information.
How that doesn't have
so bootloader source
problems.
Code. So to keep this ungeeky, the boot source loader code, that is essentially how you turn on your phone. When you turn it on and there's power on it, it has to load into something.
Right.
So the bootloader is the very first thing it does.
That's the boot disk for your phone.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about floppy disks a little later today.
I saw what you brought in, and I suddenly had a
flashback.
A flashback.
Okay.
Yep. So naturally, that has some security conscious Galaxy owners in a tizzy. However, Samsung says its initial analysis shows the data theft will not affect customers, even though they have my biometric data. It also claimed to have
and your fingerprint, but that's not really that important.
It also no. It also claimed to have bolstered security to prevent a repeat of the incident. The company did not confirm the identity of the hackers, who also claimed to have performed a similar hack on NVIDIA recently,
which is a video card company. So they got hacked. So this company, there's a new hacktivist group out there that's compromising data.
So we got.
So we're happy.
Interestingly enough, we have one group that's going full bore by attacking Russia's infrastructure.
Yeah,
and then we got these other groups that are like, let's mess with Samsung and NVIDIA.
so we can get that. Well, most of the time they mess with them for one reason and one reason only, and that is called money.
It's always about money.
It's always about all those great movies you ever watched, and then it's like this big type of deal. It always comes down to like some what crime deal, and you're trying to get money.
What real point would you have for hacking into somebody else's stuff unless there wasn't some gain there?
It's monetary. All right, story number 3, speaking about monetary gain, the Ukrainian government is to sell NFTs to fund the war against Russia. So non-fungible tokens. We talked about them 2 or 3 weeks back, so you can always go back to techtimeradio.com and listen to
we have our own NFTs.
We do have our own NFTs. You go to techtimeradio.com and actually click to buy something, you can buy an NFT. But essentially an NFT is like a picture, a JPEG, an animated GIF, can be a PDF file that essentially is encrypted with a ID that allows only one user and one user only to have that identity item. Now, essentially, the Ukraine government says that it is going to be issuing non-fungible tokens to fund its military as they defend the country against the Russian invasion. The announcement from Deputy Prime Minister Mako Fedorov comes in the same week that the country raised more than $200 million from the sales of war bonds. In a tweet, Mr. Fedorov said that NFTs will be launched soon. NFTs are one-of-a-kind asset in the digital world that can be bought and sold like any other piece of property. Essentially, this is...
Now, is this something that's really going to help out, or...
So I think this is kind of a way to donate it.
Yeah, we've talked about the NFT thing quite a few times on the show, even right before it even went big.
Yeah, way before. Right? Yeah, the months before it even was mainstream.
You think it's a...
This is a way for you to donate money in a quick and easy way through cryptocurrency without having to go to a bank and transfer your money. I'll buy an NFT of some Ukrainian flag with a dot in it, or 2 dots in it, or 3 dots in it, some special little thing that makes it unique, and then I can pay $200, $500, $1,000 for that to help them fund their deal, and then I own that as a part of the contribution. Right. That's all that this really is. It's a way to help fund Ukrainian through a simple way of transferring cryptocurrency.
Okay.
But you know what? Unlike Russia, they don't have to worry about being cut off from the bank, so they'll actually be able to cash the NFT money that's available there. All right, Mike, well, our time's up. We got through our top stories. If you want to learn more about this, please visit us online at techtimeradio.com and click on our episodes section or the blog to get even more details on the stories and features. Now it's time to get ready for our whiskey tasting at the break. But up next, we have our producer, Gwen Way, joining the show in our Gadgets and Gears segment. You're not going to want to miss this product as it's launching on Kickstarter. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Mike Odie and myself. Gwen will be joining us next. We'll see you after this commercial break.
Hey, Mike, have you ever heard of Blue Chew?
What are you going to ask me, Nathan?
Blue Chew essentially is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form at a fraction of the cost.
Tell me more about that.
Did you know there are all kinds of reasons guys aren't able to perform? Age, medical condition, and stress. The chewable for BlueChew.com can help you be able to perform at your best. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of the licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part? It's all done online. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem. Blue Chew tablets are chewable. Tablets are made in the USA, good old America, and prepared and shipped direct, so it's cheaper than any pharmacy. And here's a special deal for our listeners with the promo code TechTime to receive your first month free with the use of our promo code TechTime at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code TechTime to receive your first month free, and we thank Blue Chew for being a sponsor. Hey, Mike.
What?
Have you heard of elderberry?
Only in reference to a Monty Python movie.
Well, let me tell you, Elderberry Boost. Again, that's elderberry-boost.com.
Elderberry Boost.
Yes, Mike, that's Elderberry Boost.
You can choose organic Elderberry Boost, that 8-ounce size. It's available on sale right now at $11.99. But you're listening here right now on TechTime Radio, so you need to go to Elderberry. That's ELDERBERRY-boost.com and get some today.
Elderberry Boost.
Elderberry is an all-natural organic immune system booster and antiviral. Elderberry is known to actively fight against viruses, including colds and the flu. It also works as a natural remedy for allergies, cancer, digestion, heart disease, high cholesterol, headache, toothache, weight loss, and reduced inflammation.
It's a natural and healthy diuretic and has many antiviral properties. While it is famous for fighting the flu, it is effective for any illness.
Elderberry Boost was created to provide a quality organic elderberry to their customers. After searching years ago for a perfect elderberry syrup, none could be found, so they essentially created their own homemade recipe.
If you would like to get 15% off your first order of Elderberry Boost, just put in the discount code TechTime at checkout.
Again, that's elderberry-boost.com.
Elderberry Boost.
All right, welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Tech Time Radio is a weekly hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. Brought to you by Nathan Mumm and Mike Day. We just had our first whiskey tasting, and we are tasting the PB&W Peanut Butter Whiskey during the break. And now let me tell you a little bit about it. It is 70 proof, $29.99 for a 7.
Not a whiskey.
That's right. So let's talk about that, right? So what does your proof have to be an actual official whiskey?
80 proof.
That is correct. It has to be 80 proof, 40% ABV, and has to be stored in new oak containers, except for corn whiskey would be the criteria. So this is kind of
you're I think you're mixing up bourbon too with whiskey.
What makes the difference of 80 proof? So 80 proof needs to be the minimum of a true whiskey.
Right.
And it needs to be stored in oak containers, except for being a corn whiskey. If it's a corn whiskey, then they don't have to do that. But otherwise, that's what you need to be doing. It needs to be stored in oak containers to be listed as a whiskey. So,
that's okay.
So it's only 70 proof.
It's only 70 proof.
It's
very tasty.
This is a blend of premium whiskey with 3 different peanut flavors to ensure a whiskey flavor taste with the creamiest of peanut butter. It's unlike any blend of any other whiskey for peanut flavoring. It is produced by the whiskey company Fort Collins, Colorado. They debuted in 2014 as a goal to becoming the largest whiskey bar in the state of Colorado. And in just a short year after, they became a bottler also for reselling whiskey. So they actually bottle whiskeys to resell as a part of their distribution plant. What do you think of this? So we had Screwball whiskey. Screwball whiskey was our whiskey of the year last year.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily. I mean,
I actually think I may like this better than Screwball.
Yeah, well, we talk about this. This is a flavored whiskey, which is not bourbon.
And it's not a whiskey, correct? So the big whiskey consumers are like, "Oh, this is fake. This is like us."
But as a something that tastes really good.
Yeah,
I'm on the fence about whether or not it tastes better.
You see having an ice cream bowl, putting a little bit of this whiskey on that top of that ice cream.
No, where are you coming up? You're hungry.
Oh man,
are you hungry? You were talking about like having a biscuit and jelly on the side.
Well, I was just saying because the peanut butter is so good. You can just have one of those jelly donuts on the side. And you can have like
where did jelly donut? Where did that come from?
Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay, it came from
like,
all right. Okay.
You're hungry.
I am hungry. All right. Well, now we're going to get on to our segment that highlights new products, gadgets, or devices that we found on Kickstarter or other startup funding programs. We receive no compensation. We have no affiliate or referral fees on anything that we look at when we do our gadgets and
we
gear.
just think they're cool.
Yes, we just think they're cool. So we're just talking about it that we think is something that is going to be kind of state of the art. This allows us to find interesting products that our producer, Gwen Way, presents to us once a month for great items.
And then Nathan buys.
And then I end up buying them and she ends up buying them. And then we all end up buying them because they're really
never
cool.
Get them because
No, I actually am getting my dolphin flipper thing that I ordered 3.5 years ago. They said they are actually now shipping it after all these delays.
Oh, okay. What about the little scooters?
No, it's still
the
waiting.
Little pet thing. Remember the little?
Yeah, it's still waiting.
Still waiting.
Still waiting. Everything is COVID related, so it's delayed for 2 or 3 years. All right.
Sure.
Well, as we get Gwen ready to come on the show, let's start our next segment.
What's new in our gadgets and gear?
All right, we got Gwen on the line. Gwen, welcome to the show. We're excited to have you on again. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because there may be some new listeners with our expanded audience. Tell a little bit about yourself, what you kind of enjoy doing, and a little bit so we get to know you before we talk about this great gadget.
Oh, of course. Hi, everybody who doesn't know me and everybody who does, for that matter. My name is Gwen Way. I have been working in technology for 22 years at this point. Dear Lord.
That's a
that
long
just
time.
Hurts, doesn't it?
It does. I know, because I'm at 30 plus. So yeah,
right?
And it hurts.
It does hurt.
It's not supposed to hurt.
It does.
I do have to say, though, that whiskey would make an excellent milkshake.
Oh, it would, absolutely. Let me just tell you, we're gonna have to send
you guys are all over the food stuff.
Yeah, we are. That's you know what? I guess you must have had a great big lunch, so that okay,
no, but I'm not sitting here going, I really like to have a biscuit right now.
Okay, wow. All right, now. Before we get into this great product, I actually grabbed the demo video of their product itself. So we're going to play this so we can listen a little bit about the product. And then, Gwen, I'm going to turn it right after that over to you. You can start explaining what this product is and how great it is, because I think I may have sponsored it also myself this morning.
Yeah,
so
you do. You know you did.
I did. Here we go. Let's start it now.
What does it mean to feel connected? From handwritten letters and phone calls to video games and FaceTime, we've realized the best way to stay in touch is having truly meaningful interactions. Yet, most of our communication is mediated by screens. Our eyes and ears are engaged, but a vital part of us stays disconnected: our sense of touch. Feel what we believe to be the next paradigm shift in human interaction. We've created the first product that allows you to feel virtual content and human connections with your bare hands. Emerge Home takes you beyond the screen. With the magic of VR and the power of ultrasound, Emerge Home brings touch and emotion to virtual experiences. Be one of the first people to experience bare hand touch in the virtual world.
All right, so this is all about touch.
Yeah.
All right. Gwen, explain this to us.
All right. Well, anybody who's actually watched somebody playing a VR game, especially Beat Sabers, I know all of you know what that is. You've got somebody with the headset on, but they also have hand things, and you have to hold them and move them, and it kind of takes you out of the moment.
It's kind of like the joystick, right? It's the joystick part of it, right? Okay.
Exactly. What this does is actually take that joystick out of your hand and makes it into a flat board, and you just move your hands above it. So if you're in a game where you need to open a door, you can reach out, you can grab the doorknob, and you twist it just like you would normally.
So this uses...
Does it have feedback gloves or something?
No. So there's no glove. It's called the Emerge Wave. It uses ultrasonic waves around a virtual object field that is 3 feet above and 120 degrees around it. So essentially, this is a flat platform that you put in. You put your hands in this little sphere space, and it's using ultrasonic waves to be resistance, to move, and to actually allow you to control your device through that itself.
So maybe I'm a little behind here, but are we saying that you're going to actually feel what you're doing while you're doing it in the game, or this is just something that uses this type of technology so that you can interact with the game in a more natural way?
Well, let's ask Gwen. What is it?
It is a more natural way to interact with a game.
Okay, so there's no actual feeling involved. It's like if I reach out in the VR world to touch this VR doorknob, I'm not going to actually feel the doorknob in my fingertips.
No.
You're not going to feel it in your fingertips.
So how does it have anything to do with touch?
Well, because what you're doing is the idea of the pressure of someone like touching your hand or something like that. If you would do it, it allows you to have this ability in this control device that's above you. So it's okay. You take away you have these plastic things on your hands, right? So you throw those away. So just put those down.
Now you have this playing field that you have right in front of you.
Now you have a platform that you're standing on.
Correct.
Sort of like a Dance Revolution.
Well, no, you're not
mat.
standing on it. You're sitting down. You're sitting down.
Or the desk.
But whatever you're doing. It's
Okay.
not, so it's not a Dance Revolution mat.
No,
right?
it's not. No. It would like sit on a desk or end table.
But it uses the ultrasonic waves to track the motions of my hands.
That's correct.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So then in the VR simulation, I reach out and I grab the doorknob as if I were using my actual hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't actually feel the doorknob in my hands.
That's correct.
Is it kind of like the Xbox Connect?
Similar.
So it's kind of like
Okay.
see Odie's all over
Odie's
this.
just jumping all in there.
She's all right. So
She's like, I got this.
that's right. She's like, I don't need these guys on
Get out of here, Mike.
So is it? I think it is a little bit. Gwen, you want to explain? Because the Microsoft Connect, people may be familiar with that. It doesn't quite use the same camera stuff, but explain the difference.
It's less about the cameras and more about the field. There's a musical instrument, and of course, my brain has completely lost it at this point. But there's a musical instrument that you play just by moving your hands up and down and side to side. It's the same general principle. You move your hands and things happen in the game. If you need to move your cursor, you can take your finger from one side of the screen down to the other and it moves with you. Going back to Beat Sabers, all you have to do is move your hands to do all of the movements rather than holding on to the controls and dealing with buttons and things like that.
Right.
So
with the Connect, it's a video.
it's all the camera.
That's looking for specific points on your body, and then it's tracking those. And the problem I have with Connect is I move too fast.
The camera never worked for me in the Connect either, right? So I like the Connect. There was like the Star Wars. There was a Star Wars game that was really fun in there, and I played that for a bit.
I used to have a fighting game, and I was too fast for the fighting game.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Because the camera had to pick you up, and then it had to create a scale of you. This actually,
but with an ultrasonic field, is it ultrasonic? Right?
Yes,
it's an ultrasonic field. There's a constant detection going on. There's constant feedback that you're moving around, so it moves quicker.
Correct.
Is what this is about, right?
All right. So tell us the name of this great product, Gwen, the cost, how it's being funded. Tell us all more information. I'm so excited about this, and I did fund it this morning.
I know you did.
It's kind of amazing. So this is the Emerge Home.
That's EMERGE.
Exactly. And you can search for it. It pops up right away on Kickstarter if you just type in Emerge Home. It comes with not only the actual bar that does the ultrasound, but you can also get other pieces to go onto a Quest 2. Now, there is one thing. This does not include the Quest 2 headset, so you need to purchase that separately. Right now, you are still able to be part of the September delivery for a total amount of $450. You'll see as you get later and later deliveries, the cost goes up and up. So if you're interested in it, you might want to jump on it now. You do have until April 8th, however, to go ahead and buy in.
Okay, so you have until April 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not
September this year, right? September and some unidentified
No, it says
year.
I thought it was September this year.
2022.
But with COVID, it could be delayed for 4 years. Because it's a Kickstarter project.
It's always
entirely possible.
It is. Now, this is not a cheap product. This is for the total immersion aspect of VR. So I have a Quest 2. I have a Quest 2 from Facebook.
I just got a notification that Oculus is no longer being supported, so you might as well get rid of your Oculus stuff.
Well, you got that Facebook email that came out or something like that?
I don't know. I'm like, oh, well, okay.
Well, I'm gonna probably have to get a new headset because I have like the only 64 meg one too. So I had like.
Yeah, you'll definitely want one better than that.
I'm gonna want to get a deal, but I like this fishing game. I got this. There's this fishing game, and I hate fishing. I have fished the worst thing in the world is fishing. I hate fishing. I have fished all my life. I've never caught a fish. I'm at this new place, and I go out with these guys.
Then you're doing it wrong.
No, I can literally. I have fished for 20 hours this year with a license, and I still caught nothing.
Fishing is not about catching.
What is it about?
Fishing is about fishing.
No, that's horrible.
Worst day fishing is better than the best day working.
No, fishing's the worst thing. I'd rather go crabbing. At least I get something there. But
oh man,
but there's this game in here which I love because
you can always catch.
Oh
them.
yeah, I'm catching fish left and right. That's coming left and right.
Wrong.
So now I wouldn't have to have this controller that's kind of clunky for me to reel it in. I could just put my hands over there, and I could feel like I'm a fisherman out in the boat.
Actually if you're using a fishing game, wouldn't you want to have something in your hand that makes clicky sounds? And
no.
Okay.
I'd much rather have it. Okay. All right. Okay. Again, Gwen, one more time. Where can we find this great product?
You can find it on Kickstarter by searching Emerge Home.
Emerge Home.
I did want to do one more quick thing, if I may.
Sure, yeah. Are you going to talk about a product that I think we talked about previously?
I am. We actually have a product, and this is directly to address you, Mike, and the fact that people never get anything. The very first project that we had on Gadgets and Gears was the Storm 2 power bank.
I remember that.
Yeah, I have gotten mine. A friend of mine who's an EMT has his and uses it every time he has a shift. And now it is available on Amazon for $250.
Is that the little thing you hook up onto your car?
No, this is the power bank.
So the power bank.
Right.
This is one of our first things we did.
Yeah, okay.
Power bank.
Yeah, I remember.
She did to travel.
Yeah.
So you got it on Kickstarter. How much did you pay on Kickstarter for it, Gwen?
I think I paid $150 if I remember correctly.
And now they're selling it for $200.
Now it's $250.
That's why you got to jump in at Kickstarter and be a part of the backing of these great technology events, because you get it at a cheaper price and you help those creators.
How many of the stuff that you've backed have you gotten?
I've gotten all except for that 3D printer.
No.
No.
Totally not.
Okay, I've only one of the Kickstarter campaigns I did. The guys kind of ditched out.
They disappeared.
They disappeared. Yep. And then they were called 3dfort.com, and so I got so mad at them I purchased 3dfort.com as a domain name, and so I now have a bad page if you go to 3dfort.com.
I know of a bunch of things that you've supported.
They're still waiting. They're still waiting. Yes, it just takes a long time. All right, Gwen. Well, thank you very much. We always enjoy having you a part of our Gadgets and Gear. If you want to listen back to this and find out more information, you can always visit them again at kickstarter.com/emerge home, EMERGEHOME. And you can always get our old episodes. You can see Gwen talking about her other gadgets and gear, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Gwen, have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.
Bye, Gwen.
All right, that ends our segment, Gadgets and Gear. When we return, we have This Week in Technology. See you after the break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, do you ever feel tired, have a headache, or maybe a little bit under dehydrated?
Yeah, I get told that I need to hydrate more often.
Guess what, Mike? I have a solution for you.
What is it?
Hydronique Hydration. The electrolyte power drink packets are available for you now. Started in the midst of the pandemic, the founder of Hydronique Hydration, a frontline healthcare worker, started developing constant headaches. Do you know that most powdered drinks on the market have tons of sugar and caffeine, especially those Rockstar and Gatorade substitutes?
Yeah, like you drink.
So I'm going to need to change.
So what did the founder do?
Well, that's why he created Hydronique Hydration, sugar-free, keto-friendly, plant-based, antioxidant-rich electrolyte powdered packets for daily use, containing all the essential vitamins and minerals with a refreshing taste. Their product contains elderberry, which has immune-boosting properties for supporting during cold and flu season. Hydronique Hydration electrolyte powder packets can also fit in your bag or suitcase when traveling. Your busy days in 2022 can change. Do you want a sugar-free, keto-friendly vitamin drink to give you hydration boosts? If so, give Hydronique Hydration a try. You can visit the website at www.hydroniquehydration. It's www.hydronique hydration.com. That's the word hydration and unique mashed together. Or you can search for Hydronique Hydration on Amazon.com or on their own website at hydroniquehydration.com.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we're going back to March 8th, 1983. IBM introduces the IBM Personal Computer XT, which stands for Extended Technology, for the cheap price of $4,995.
The cheap price.
Yeah, for a cheap price of $4,995. It features an Intel 8008 processor, a 10 meg hard drive, 8 expansion slots, serial ports, 128 KB RAM, 40 KB ROM, a keyboard, and one double-sided 360 KB floppy drive.
Wow. That is so weird when we talk about that these days, right?
So you know what?
I got? An i9 processor with a 64 gigabyte.
Yeah, our phones make these things look like just nothing. So if you can look at the live stream, and I'm sure that you can't, I am holding in my hand a 360K floppy drive, not a 1.4, but a 360K floppy drive. This is from, of course, the most important. You can tell what age I was back in the day. This was the CT.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't when you were young.
This is IBM Tandy compatible with 256K CGA or an Apple IIe C Plus with 64K. It's the Sesame Street print kit. Now, back in the days, remember you used to have those long printing spools of thread that you'd have to cut out, and so they essentially were self-feeding continuously, and you had the little deals on the side. They didn't have high-end graphics, so you would have to purchase an application program. You would then choose on screen what to print out, and you can make big banners on the computer paper that was available to have here.
In dot matrix.
I know. And you have the little thing going back and forth. So I have two. So we can talk about it a little bit after the commercial break. I have two things here. Both of them are IBM PC XT80 PS2 compatible. Require just CGA or EGA to load each of these things.
I still have some old 5 and 3 inch
5 1/4
diskettes.
5 1/4.
5 1/4 and the 3 and a. Was it
3.5?
3.5.
Yep. All right. Okay. Well, that's This Week in Technology. Have you ever wanted to watch some technology history with over 2 years of videos? You can visit TechTimeRadio.com to watch our older shows or sign up for our newsletter and subscribe to the best technology information, or be part of our private Tech Timers Facebook group to talk with us live all the time. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we'll have our fan favorite letters up next. See you after the break.
Hey, Mike, did you know that Unidragon puzzles are a great relaxation?
Yes, I did.
The 21st century widespread digitalization pushes people to have gadget-free rest. In this case, puzzles become a convenient and actual way of having rest.
Yeah, they're a great way to relax. They give your brain a reboot.
Is make sure that you visit unidragon.com with the discount code for 10% off with the code TIME10. That's TIME, the number 10, for all of our Tech Time fans across the nation. Do you know that puzzles are relatively simple tools that solve a complex range of problems? In game form, we learn useful analytical and communicative skills that will find the application in work, study, and other spheres of life.
Yeah, they are great forms of relaxation and revitalization.
Do you know that Unidragon's collections now have dinosaurs?
Oh, that's one of my favorite things.
You got to make sure you keep the promo code. It's TIME10, because all of our audience across the nation can use TIME10 to receive a 10% discount at Unidragon. That's unidragon.com. Don't be fooled by other imitation puzzle makers. Visit unidragon.com, the only spot for your true thinking puzzles.
Letters, we get letters. We get back of letters. Oh, letters, we get letters. And the letters all have songs.
All right, welcome to one of our favorite segments. Of course, this is Letters, where we go through and we read emails that were sent to Mr. Mumm that include phishing, scam, and outright mistruths. We read them out loud, and we kind of help people understand what they should do and not do.
Right, and we want to make sure that we let everybody know that Nathan clicks on links and stuff, and you should not.
That's correct.
He's doing it for a purpose that is...
I have to reformat machines to do this. So I literally have to reformat machines after a while because they get infected.
You get too much...
they get infected with the viruses. So you don't do this at home. We're doing it so that you don't have to do it at home. All right, I'm going to start out with the very first one.
sounds great. It's from support at cleanmoney2.com.
Clean money.
Clean Money 2. Are you looking for large fund transfers or to establish your business? Are you looking to levy and attain different starting points from $1 million to $50 billion in loans? Well, if you are, we can help you out. You don't have to have any financial real estate, project funding, bridge loans, or anything. We can get you money with no credit ID required.
Really?
Yes. That sounds... You don't have to sell your crypto to get cash. All you have to do is borrow it from our assets, and we'll let you loan as much as you can, and we'll send it to you in either Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Really?
All you have to do is contact us and send us a small portion to cover the transfer fees.
Oh, that's kind of like one of those, hey, we're going to give you free stuff as long as you pay the shipping and handling.
That's right. It's like Publishers Clearinghouse or whatever it is.
I don't know.
What was some of those that we say, hey, we'll give you 4 free magazine subscriptions, but you're going to have to pay $69 to ship it to them.
That's right.
So this is, again, at support at cleanmoney2.com. So I looked up support at cleanmoney2.com. I actually tried to go to cleanmoney2.com and nothing popped up. I don't think I'm going to really reach back out to him. My consultant, though, is Frank Davis. And if I wanted to get a hold of him, I wouldn't want to get a hold of him at cleanmoney2.com. So I could just send him an email at firmloan442@gmail.com to engage him so that he could then help me out.
That's awesome.
So 2 things here. You can't get money for free.
Well, that's what this one's based on. This one's based on the too good to be true fallacy. And so this is something that people that may need some money. And maybe they just got turned down for a car loan or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
But the second thing is you should never be getting an email from one email address and sending email to a person at a number at gmail.com. Please don't do that. All right. You're up next.
All right. Here's your one. It says from Facebook.
Oh, yes.
And it's security@facebookmail.com.
Uh-oh. So that's security@facebookmail.com. Not a valid email address.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So the subject line is someone tried to log into your account, user ID.
Oh, no.
Right?
Okay.
Hi, Nathan Mumm. Someone logged into your Facebook account on Tuesday, 8th March, 2022 at 10:31.16 using Google Pixel 4a.
Oh, no. A Pixel 4a phone. Okay.
We just wanted to make sure it was you. Now, I probably need to make some commentary on the fact that they aren't using really good, proper grammar here because some letters are capitalized that shouldn't be capitalized and some are not. We just wanted to make sure it was you. We should be capitalized and it's not.
It's not. Okay, so there's some grammatical errors. But
if you don't think it was you, period, please report this so we can keep your account safe.
Uh-oh.
And then it's got a button, report this user or yes, me. Thanks the Facebook team. So break this down. The first thing is the email address. Why would I suspect facebookmail.com?
Yeah, so Facebook has their own email address at facebook.com. They're a pretty established company. So
right.
Now, but then it comes up with 2 options, right? So if I click on those options, look at the next page there. I click on the option.
Oh, check this out.
So I gave you a bunch of details here, right? So if I click on the first option that says it was not me, where is the email that it sends this reply to?
Recognize.suspiciousactivity@gmail.com.
At gmail.com. So you're telling me Facebook is using gmail.com. So Facebook is using a Google platform. A Google platform to keep this. Now, if I clicked on that and I said no, essentially what it does is it creates a list. It puts me in a list of information, so it knows that I did respond to this.
This is an active email, right?
Correct. It says, am I actively looking at these emails and reading?
Because this doesn't ask you for any login information.
No, it just means that they're going to know that I'm actively using this, and so that they can continue to send me spam. Now, what happens if I click on the other buttons? There's 2 buttons.
It's the exact same email address.
It sends it to. So if I said that yes, it was me, it's sending it to the same exact email that if I said it wasn't me. So clearly, it probably doesn't have the logic of knowing yes or no. It just wants to know if
it just wants to know if you have an active email address.
Yep, that's correct. All right, my next one. Congratulations, Nathan Mumm.
It says congrats.
Oh, sorry, congrats! Exclamation point.
Congrats. It says congrats.
Congrats, Nathan Mumm. Cole at 185192004. So this is supposed to be coming from Coles. The subject is yes 794567. I look at the next page here, and I got I received $1,000 reward from Kohl's.
Oh, look at there.
Which egg has your hidden reward? And if I click on all these eggs, it's the same exact reward. So it doesn't make any difference. But they have essentially decided to give me $1,000 in Kohl bucks. Now they don't even have the Kohl bucks is what they call them, and they're not even the real Kohl bucks that you actually have. It's its own login system. Essentially, what they're wanting me to do is click on this to put in my email and information so they can continuously send me Kohl information. And one of the times hoping to trick me up saying that I just purchased something on Kohl's and I need to have a receipt to return it to have it sent back. All right, next one. You're up the next.
All right. USPS. This is from the United States Postal Service.
Yeah, this is our last one. We'll have to go through. Okay.
But the email address is m8maqa@ilvme something blah blah blah.
I mean the United
.co.uk.
So it's from the UK.
So it's the USPS in UK.
So the United States Postal
Service in
is using a UK email address. Yeah. Okay, well that makes a lot of sense.
There you go. The subject is client ID. Confirm your USPS gift.
So they're sending me. So the post office is sending me a gift.
Yeah, we have a surprise for USPS users. Start your new year with our best rewards.
Okay.
And then there's some graphics here.
So it's really interesting here. Look at the bottom. So there's two ways I can decide to subscribe out of this.
Well, yeah, if you no longer wish to receive these emails, you may unsubscribe by clicking here, which doesn't have a link.
Correct.
Or by writing to 801 U.S. Highway 1, North Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay, so let's just say, okay, you know what? I said, you know what? Maybe the Postal Service exists in there. I actually decided to go and take a look at a Google map and see what was actually there. And guess what we have? Take a look at that second page there, Mike.
Hey, for lease.
It's a building that's vacant.
It's a vacant building.
And it says for lease. So there's no Postal Service there, but I can send an email or I can write a letter to them directly.
Now, the second one is click here to remove yourself from emails list, which should be listserv, but it says listserv.
Yeah.
Right to 2828 Scenic Way, Rossville, Illinois, which looks like a hotel.
It is. That is correct. So both of those locations are not the valid locations. Clearly, the United States Postal Service should not be using a UK email address, and there is no special gift that the Postal Service has decided to give me.
So if you're joining us for the very first time, the point that we're trying to make here is pay attention to some specific items.
That's correct. The details.
Yes, the details, and that's really where are they sending it from? The email address they're sending it from. What they're asking you to do, and then don't click on any of these links.
That makes sense.
They almost all of these are trying to take advantage of your natural human responses to click on these things.
All right, so let's move right now into Mike's mesmerizing moment.
This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com.
I felt a little bit of a little
time
warp there.
Odie was like, "What? Okay, here we go. All right."
I think you surprised her.
I did. Okay, so explain that a little bit more. We were talking about that, so I wanted to continue that.
Okay, so we've talked many times about hacking, and the hackers get in almost exclusively via one way, right?
Human error.
That means that somebody has done something in order to allow these folks to get into your system. So they've clicked on a link, or they've left some information open, or they've actively put in information that compromises their system. And they do this by activating your survival responses. This one of the interactions between technology and human behavior is that humans want things in very simple formats. So when you come at them with complex information, it creates problems. It creates situations where we don't know what to do, and so we start reverting to very simplistic behavior. Like when it says, "Hey, your Facebook has been hacked."
Yep.
That incites, "Oh, crap." There's a fear response. There's a reaction. Click here to solve this problem. Oh, problem solution. Let me click here. So click here. As soon as I click there, I've done that.
All right. Okay.
So this is really the issue here, is that these things are interacting with human behavior.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to move to our pick of the day, our whiskey deal. Do you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? This is for our peanut butter whiskey. The PB&W?
Thumbs down.
You give it a thumbs down?
Too sweet.
Oh, Odie did not like it.
Oh,
Too
All right,
sweet.
okay.
I'm giving it a thumbs up. I mean, as far as, like I said, as far as a flavored alcoholic beverage, it's very good tasting.
I give it an absolute thumbs up.
I don't know that this is better than Screwball.
Oh, I think it is.
We might have to have a drink off.
We should do that later tonight.
Possibly.
All right, here we go. From all of us here, I just want to make sure everybody knows. Make sure you visit us at techtimeradio.com. You can also be a caller. Do you want to be a caller? All you got to do is click on that top right-hand corner, be a caller, and you can record your question for us. And then Mike Gorday and
Click
Nathan
on the
Mumm,
link.
Well, click on the link on our site. And it'll save it and then send it to us. Ask any technology question. We'll put you on the air. Heck, we may even call you and put you on StreamYard so you can be here with a beautiful face and smile. Also sign up at our site to win some cool prizes. We give away our Story Coffee. The most important part to remember as we leave is the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Thanks for joining us on Tech Time Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at Tech Time Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.